So there may be a few here who are the first time with us, meditating with us. And we're always really happy to have new meditators with us, because we feel it's so important in today's world just to have this ability to not only to hold on to your own peace, but to create peace inside. And it's really an ability that we can learn, creating peace inside. And probably it has become one of the most important life skills. I don't know, but there are so many reasons why you could lose your peace. And if we have the possibility to create our peace inside, we can imagine that potential of freedom we get through that. If we are less dependent, that nature makes us peaceful, people make us peaceful, circumstances. But if all this is not there, and then still I have the ability, the possibility to create my own peace inside. And I would like you to take a moment and ask yourself, what would you like to gain when you go through this course? What do you like to gain for yourself? Well, sometimes people say, I participate out of curiosity. But curiosity wouldn't answer this question. What would I like to gain from the course? What should be different afterwards in my life? Just take half a minute to reflect on that. So, because it's very important to know the driving force behind what we are doing. And actually, most things in our lives we do for 3 reasons. We're not aware of it, but often we want either peace, love, or happiness. And when you think about it, why do you want to go for hiking? Because you want to peace. Why do you want to meet your friends? Because you want to experience this happiness. So these are really the driving forces in our life. And I myself, I learned this meditation 2001 when I was in India. And before I would try out many different things, like mental training, Vipassana I did, or autogenes training. But I found that after quite a short time, I would run out of steam. Somehow I lost interest within short time. And since I started with this, now almost 20 years, every single day, I think I didn't miss one single day my meditation. And if I ask myself why I continued with this, I would think it's because of 3 reasons. One is I got good answers. The answers to understand myself and the world in a better way, in a more profound way. So one is for the intellect. I wanted to understand what I'm doing. I want to understand the benefit. That was one reason. The second reason is I would get deep experiences experiences of peace and experiences of love. I think especially these two. And this I found always very motivating or very rewarding. Always a feeling like, yes, this is what I want. This is what I'm actually looking for. And then the third reason why I kept going was I found many practical changes in my life taking place. Changes I wouldn't think of, but many changes. And so it was like a proof to me it works. So, and just 2-3 sentences about the organization Brahma Kumaris. This is a movement that started in 1930s in India, and there was a founder, and together with him, quite a good number of young women between 15 and 20 years, young women, and they were really very courageous and very powerful, because at that time, 30s in India, women, they didn't really have a voice, but they were courageous and went against all social conventions, and they wanted to live the life they wanted to live, independent life. And so nowadays, those who are still in the same body, they are 100 years old, 95 years old, and truly they have become, I would rather call them beings of light than human beings. They're very radiating, powerful women. And so it has become the biggest spiritual organization that is led by women. So this is just a little bit a background of who we are. So how would we start a meditation course? And what is the entry point to meditation? And I think it's very important to create the attitude inside that, yes, I can learn to meditate. I can meditate actually. Because sometimes people think in something very difficult. And oh no, I have no control of my thoughts. Meditation is possible for others, not for me. Anyone can learn to meditate. It's really, there's nothing you have to bring along with you. If you can think, and then you can meditate. Basically, that's it. If you can think, and then you can meditate. And how you will learn in this course. And also there is a difference between meditation and, let's say, positive thinking. With positive thinking, you learn, let's say, you have some anger in you. Some have this challenge within themselves, someone else has another challenge. Let's say if there is anger or peacelessness. With positive thinking, you can learn to control this anger. You can learn to live with this anger so that you can deal with others in an appropriate way. But still there is a question, why is this anger there at all? And I would not only like to be able to control my anger, but I would like to get rid of it. There is no need for it. Because if it's there, there's always a chance that somehow it pops up in situation. And that's why meditation is much deeper than positive thinking. I would say it takes the anger, it takes the weakness out from deep within. And that's why it's It's actually a cleansing process, or I would also like to name it a healing process. I think meditation even contains this word healing, medire, to heal. So meditation is a healing process. And I dare to guarantee you, if you go through this course, even if you would not practice at all, but if you go sincerely through this course, you would find some changes taking place. Some changes would take place because of a different understanding. But if you go through the course and you even practice a bit, and then considerable changes are possible. I mean, for me, there's few things where I really can say impossible has become possible. But of course, you need to find out for yourself and take it like a very interesting journey. It's a journey where you learn about yourself. And this is actually the most important. We need to learn about the self. Because how can we control the self if we don't know it? How can we create other responses from within, responses to needs outside, to situations, if I don't know what is going on inside? So I need to understand the subtle mechanisms between mind, intellect, subconscious. And these are not complicated things, but we have to know, we have to have few information. And then it's about experimenting. And so one session is building up on the previous one. And totally it's 8 sessions. And in these 8 sessions, you can complete the course. And if you miss one, we will upload it on our YouTube channel, so then you can revise it. But also, after a session, sometimes we would like to send you 1, 2 documents by email that would help you to implement this in daily life, like simple practices that help to practice what you hear in a session. So if you have questions, every now and then I'll also have a look at the chat. If there's questions, you can write that in the chat. Or definitely at the end, I will have a look and try to answer these questions. Okay. Before I asked you how to start, where do we start the meditation course? And we start with the most basic question that you can ever ask yourself. But probably it's also the deepest question. And probably philosophers throughout time and definitely have been asking themselves this question. And what would that question be? Very simple. The question is, who am I? Who am I? Oh, it seems maybe a strange question or a simple question, or maybe not simple at all, depending on what pops up from our subconscious. But when let's say we are invited, let's say we work for a company, a big company, many staff members, and then everyone is invited for dinner. And so you sit next to someone, you don't know them, and they will ask you, hello, who are you? So what would you answer normally, immediately? Most probably the answer we immediately give is, hello, my name is so-and-so. I am Matthias. I hope you can see it. So you say, hello, I am so-and-so. But the person then says, thank you for letting me know what your name is, but I actually wanted to know who you are, not what your name is. Okay, then what would be the second thing you would answer? Especially men would definitely give their profession. Hello, I am Matthias, I'm a lawyer, or I'm an accountant, or whatever, policeman. But we see these are just labels. It's an external description. And labels can change. I can change my name. It would take some time and cost some money, but definitely it's very easy to change your name. Profession. And nowadays everyone changes the profession. And what else do we identify with? Nationality. So much, even nowadays, especially the people identify so much with the nationality. And then this nationalism is there. But is it really what I am? Am I Swiss? No, that's the country I'm born. That's the country I'm living. But so many people change country, change nationality, so we know we are not that. And then comes hobbies. But we can change hobbies. These are all external descriptions. And then something else, religion. People can so much identify with religion, with their religion. But also many change their religion. So anything that can change is not me. And so I can ask myself, within all that which is changing, all is changing, there must be something that is permanent. And this is what we call me. This is me. This is I. This is I. And what would that be? Whereas everything changes, not the body. The body changes constantly. So I heard that within 7 years, I think, every single cell of the body has changed. So if the body completely renews itself, how can I think that I'm a body? Because the body is changing constantly. So it's not possible that I am this body. So there is something that is constant, that is permanent, and this is I. And we call that I, the soul. how is, I don't know whether this can be seen. Well, this should be a point of light here. When I did the course in India, it was with someone living there in the main quarter of the Brahma Kumaris, and she wore a white sari, and she explained to me, and she said, you know, there is something we have mixed up. We all have done the same mistake. And I was listening and anticipating the answer, and she said, we all thought that I am a body and I have a soul, but actually it's the other way around. I am a soul and I have a body. I am a soul and I have a body. And between these two, consciousness, I am a soul or I am a body, it's really two different worlds. Because first and foremost, the soul is eternal. The soul is energy. The soul is a point of light. The soul is infinitesimal small, but extremely powerful. And it's a soul that carries the life force in it. It's the soul that fills the body with life. What is the body without the soul? The body without the soul is a corpse. Only when the soul is in the body, then the body is alive. So this is a completely new awareness, but I'm sure many of you would have heard that. And maybe you think, yes, of course, we are souls. Because it's not something new. Subconsciously, we know anyway. Because at least in the subconscious, we know what we are, but we have forgotten it. And the aim is to make this information into an experienced reality. An experienced reality to such an extent that you feel that you are bodiless. You feel yourself here, sitting, the soul sits here, between the two parts of the brain. And when we meditate, you can experience yourself here, fully awake, fully alert, without having awareness of the body. That means you experience your true nature, what you really are. So, I am a soul and I have a body. Let us practice this just for a moment. I just would like to give you every now and then an idea how you can practice that for yourself. So just sit a moment upright and relaxed. You can close your eyes if you want, or you can keep the eyes slightly open but very relaxed. And now bring the focus of your attention to the middle of your forehead. And visualize a sparkling point of light. A very tiny and extremely powerful. If your thoughts drift away, just bring them back to this image of the sparkling light, the soul, in the middle of the forehead. And see how the soul is radiating light in all directions. I am the soul. I am eternal. I, the soul, I existed before this body, and even after this body, I will continue my journey. Because I, the soul, am eternal. I am ever existing, living energy. Stay focused on the middle of the forehead and feel the peace there. Feel the stability. Feel the stillness. And then I come back in this room, open my eyes, so if you want easy change in your life, change in a sense of becoming more centered, becoming more stable, becoming more powerful, having more control over your thinking, more control over emotions. You all can achieve that to a very good extent with this simple practice. For example, when you think, oh, my mind goes wild, I have too many thoughts and they're racing all directions. You just bring your attention here and you remind yourself, I am a peaceful soul. I am eternal. No need to rush. No need to run around. I, the soul, am eternal. I, the soul, am peaceful. And when you look around you, in the street, in your office, wherever, you just visualize everyone to be a soul within the body. And nobody knows, and yet everybody's a soul. An eternal soul. Now we could ask ourselves, okay, but why is it so important? Why is it so important? Ask yourself the question, what could be the practical benefit in your life if you'd consider yourself to be an eternal soul, an eternal being of light, rather than the mortal physical body? What would be the benefit in your life? Just for one moment, reflect on that. What would be the benefit of considering yourself to be a peaceful, eternal soul? Maybe you came up with different benefits, but no, definitely, when we experience ourselves to be eternal, this has the capacity to cleanse the soul from fear. Many different fears, but also this subtle fear of dying, of losing life. But losing, just the idea of the possibility to lose my life, with the awareness that I'm a soul, it becomes completely obsolete. If the soul is life, how could I lose that? Because I'm the soul and this is life. I may change the body. I may change the body, yes, from this body to another body, but I cannot lose life. I always exist. The soul cannot be destroyed. Energy cannot be destroyed. I would like to show you here a few more benefits. I told you before that behind everything we do, there is a driving force. Sometimes we think, oh no, I need to go out. I need to go hiking on a mountain. I need to see my friends. But this is only a strategy to fulfill my real need. My real need is peace, love, happiness. And actually these energies, these values, so to say, these qualities, these are the qualities of the soul. If you would have to describe a soul, how would you describe that? Like, for example, here there's a beautiful rose. We can describe a rose. You can name its color, and then the texture, and then its form, and then how long it lives, how long it blossoms, and so on. So you can describe anything physical you can describe. How would you describe a soul? One is what I already said. It's a point of light. It's a tiny point of light. It's eternal, but also it has qualities. It is full of peace. So it's like 6 main qualities. There's many others, but these are like 6 main qualities. And it's nice to realize the specific order, because then you can easily remember. When the soul is originally pure. What means purity? Purity means there is no influence. So originally there was no influence on the soul, no stains, nothing came from outside to influence the soul. So it was completely pure. And when the soul is pure, it's very naturally completely peaceful. The soul is in its peaceful state. When there is peace, you can experience the soul's love. But first you need peace. And without peace, it's difficult to experience love. When you have peace, love, you have happiness, joy. Peace, love, and happiness. When you are happy, when you are joyful, what is the next quality? When you leave in the morning your house and you feel, oh, I'm happy today, you feel this power, and you feel nothing will be able to shake you today. So after happiness there is power, inner power. And then when you have the power inside, then there is also the wisdom is active. Wisdom to make the right choices. Wisdom to make the right decisions. The wisdom when to say something, when not to say something. What to say, how to say. So these are like 6 main qualities of the soul. And this is everything what we are actually looking for. It's here. It's already there. But why don't we have access to that? Because we don't consider ourselves to be a soul. We think that we are bodies. And so we are not aware that we have all these qualities. A very simple example, what happens when someone loses awareness. So we lost awareness of being a soul. Let's say if there is a prince and he has all wealth, but he forgets that he is a prince and he thinks he's a beggar. So still he has all the wealth at home, but he wouldn't use it. He wouldn't have the joy of having the wealth because he's not aware of it. Same for us. We have this peace inside. We have the power inside. But we have to be aware, and then we can reconnect. Or what happens when so this is soul consciousness. The consciousness of being a soul. What happens when we live in the identification of the body? When I think and I'm convinced I am a body, then what happens? Automatically, I will try to get peace through my sense organs. I will try to experience happiness through my sense organs. Because I have lost connection with the soul. And therefore I have lost connection with peace, love and happiness. So I look for it outside. The result, these are called the five vices. Omnipresent in today's world, of course. Lust, anger, greed, attachment, ego. Lust. When I think I'm a body, I become very interested in the body of others. And so this is lust. And what harm nowadays lust creates, it's almost unimaginable. So many crimes happen because of that. And then anger, if someone doesn't get something, no, we all have traces of that. We all know this: greed, attachment, ego. And when we let go of the identification of the body, I return to my original awareness of being a soul. And I experience these qualities. Does this make sense? Unfortunately, you cannot reply. So we purposely took that on the right-hand side and this on the left-hand side, because meditation is a journey backwards to our original awareness. We don't have to create something new, but we have to reawaken the old awareness, what we really are. So I show you the next chart. Meditation and consciousness. I have only this and one more. Just to give you an idea, it will past, we will finish this lesson. So, when we meditate, we let go of everything that's connected with the physical identity. So we let go of the body, senses and objects. We let go of the physical. But also we let go of the roles I'm playing. Roles like I'm a father, I'm this and this as a profession. Maybe I have a specific role in my association or whatever. All the different roles we play. Role as friends, husband, employee. And then all my stories. The stories, experiences of this life through this body. And when we let go of all that, what is left? The awareness of the soul. This is what we do in meditation, basically. We let go of the body. We let go of all the roles. And we let go of all the experiences, my whole story. And we just become this eternal light that we are. And this is a very powerful experience. This makes you unshakable, much less vulnerable to any kind of influences. Or even when we have difficult relationships, for example, everybody of us would have in his or her life not too many. When you think of it, would be like maybe 2, maybe 3 difficult relationships maximum, probably. And if you learn to see the other one of this conflict as a soul, we will see that we can let go of the emotions. Because the emotions, the negative emotions, are always connected with the roles, with the body. Shall we give that a try? Let's try that out for 2-3 minutes. Again, sit upright. In one moment, relax the body. Bring your awareness to the middle of the forehead. Visualize yourself as a beautiful, sparkling point of light. Let this vision become ever stronger and stronger. The soul is such a beautiful being, eternally existing. I hold on to this visualization. And I identify with this soul. And the silence in the soul. Beautiful stillness. The soul is such a powerful being. Imagine a light that is always on, always existing. How much power must be there in the soul? Spiritual power. And now in a very good distance, so that I feel completely secure. In a good distance, I visualize the person with whom I have some difficulties. And now, I see in the middle of the forehead of this person also the soul shining. And I understand that we both are souls, eternal beings. And I understand there is nothing to be afraid of. Whatever this person expresses, nothing can happen to me. I just hold on to my peace. And I so much wish for the other soul that he or she also may be peaceful. Om Shanti. Om means I, the soul, and Shanti means peace. Om Shanti means I'm a peaceful soul. I hope you could feel a bit how you feel much more protected when you see the other one as a soul. And for example, when you have, let's say, a meeting, and you know that normally this person, just to give an example, normally this person would get peaceless and upset, and that's why already before the meeting you yourself start feeling tense. And now you're just in the eye of your mind, you just keep the vision that this is actually a soul. And the soul is peaceless, that's why he expresses that through the body. And it's good actually when someone is angry, not even to look in the eyes, but look here in the middle of the forehead, and you're much more protected. Because through the eyes are the window to the soul. That's what one says, and now you know why, because the soul sits behind the eyes. So, and when someone is angry, you don't look into the eyes, but you just look here. And you speak to the soul. And you feel very much protected. Much less influenced. And the other one, by the way, doesn't notice whether you look into the eyes or they're here on the soul. So we come to the end. Oops. So I would like to suggest you that you plan to do some kind of power breaks in your daily routine. You can also, for example, there's many apps for the mobile where you can set an alarm clock as a reminder. They call it meditation bell or meditation reminder or whatever. Or for example, what also works well, every full hour, you take 1 minute to recharge the soul. Or let's say any time when you drink water, you recharge the soul. How to do that? The soul is like a battery. And when we go into the awareness of I am a soul, it's like we come back to life. No, the soul, we have forgotten ourselves. And so we reconnect with what we really are. And you just remind yourself, I am a peaceful soul. I'm a peaceful being of light. And just with this, if you want to experiment, let's say you take the public means to go to work. Instead of thinking anything, instead of already working in your mind, you can think these kind of thoughts. And it's the perfect preparation for work, for example, just to be very concentrated and settled here. And in the bus, you just keep repeating very deeply and slowly these kind of thoughts in your mind. I'm a very peaceful soul. Everyone here is a soul. I'm a being of light. I am eternal. Everyone here is eternal. Even in your family, you can start practicing. Seeing your children as souls makes a big difference. When you go for a walk, or when you do some jogging or any sports, for example, I do some jogging. Sometimes I very consciously practice this. I focus here and I do my jogging, and then suddenly my awareness changes and I become very centered here and I feel completely separate. I feel that I am soul, I am this energy, and the body down here is running. But no doubt what I am as to what I am, if I am the body or the soul. When you experience this being separate, the soul being separate from the body, that conviction inside becomes very strong. Then nobody can tell you you're not a soul. You say, well, I have experienced it. I know I am a soul. I am eternal. So, and basically that's it for tonight. What I do when I turn off the video, I play a video just for 5-10 minutes. And I suggest just take maybe 5-10 minutes and ask yourself, what do I take away? What have I understood? And how do I want to use that? Make maybe just a tiny, tiny little plan. But this reflection and this planning, it creates awareness inside. It creates awareness. And then during the week, so you may want to come back next Monday. We will continue this course. It would be nice if you join again and go through these 8 lessons. And just during the week, go back to your notes, keep thinking about it, and this thinking slowly, slowly changes awareness. So let's see. Ursula, yes, Ursula has done the course before, of course. Silly, very good. Nice read from you. Okay, thanks so much for joining. And I wish you lots of success with the practice of this awareness. And may you all really benefit from this. After all, it's about what we are. We are souls. Peaceful, pure, powerful souls. Have a good evening. Thanks so much. Om Shanti.